and a good coach fit for a team, do for a development of young guys or even guys that have some room to grow.
Yeah, I mean, Kenny's, anyone I've talked to about Kenny, he's very big on skill development, player development. I think that was a big part of, why we wanted him here, to help our young guys keep developing, guys like Evan, DG, Isaac, everybody. But, his calling card definitely skill development and on the offensive end. So, and that was one area that we were struggling at last year. We would guard guys, but there were times where we couldn't score. So that's one area we want to get better at.
Tristan, you're definitely the veteran presence on this team. Been around the block a little bit, but in bestowing your advice onto these rookies, looking back with yourself, if you were a rookie, what's one thing you wish you would have known that you know
now? Honestly, my veterans I had were great vets. Antoine Jameson and Anson Bergeron, so they were the right vets to have compared to what other guys experienced. So for me, I just say be a sponge. Be a sponge. Develop a routine. I think anything in life, you have a routine, it's easier to keep yourself focused and to achieve great things. So develop a routine. That's what I preach to these young guys.
Tristan, you've been around this organization long enough, like year to year, there's different feelings, vibes, about a team. Just how would you describe this group, a group that's mostly bringing guys back? But how would you kind of describe the vibes going back to this team?
Guys are hungry. I think we're a little pissed off at how the season ended last year. Even just before the playoffs started, how we ended the regular season wasn't too great. And then the playoffs having guys injured and hurt. So, we didn't really we were able to put our best team out there because of injuries and whatnot. So, for guys this year, it's about just getting healthy for the whole marathon, and then be healthy when it matters, and that's the playoffs.
You mentioned yourself, Darius, Dom. You guys are kind of the conduits between Kenny and the rest of the team, and you want to make his job easier. How can you guys make his job easier?
Just communicating, talking. I always tell Kenny, I'm a open door policy. I'm a very transparent guy. You tell me what you need, and I'll do whatever I can to help make it happen. And he's been great. He's been very receptive, very open, and we've been as well. And guys came in weeks before training camp, and we've just been playing 5-on-5. And we just get back to hooping. I think at the end of the day, it's basketball. I think Kenny understands that because he's been with, I think it was great for Kenny when he was with the Clippers, with T. Lue, familiar coach here. Obviously, I played with T. Lue and then Steve Kerr. So I think those last two stops for him, I think, were very, very huge for him. I think he was being able to be around Hall of Famers, Hall of Fame coaches, Hall of Fame players. I think it's helped, and we see with the way how he comes in with the approach each and every day.
You mentioned being healthy. Jared obviously missed some time in the playoffs, and there was a lot of conversation about could he play, should he take these steps to play, even from your own locker room with Marcus Morris Sr. saying it after. What did you make of all of
that? Jay's held on the court all season. He could play, he stepped up huge for us when Evan and DG were out. He played like an all-star, should have been an all-star in my opinion. So that's one guy I never questioned his desire or want to play. Jay's going to play. The guy has 2 long socks, knee brace, headband, afro. He's a basketball player, so I'm not worried about him. He's as basketball as he's going to get. He looks like a guy from the 90s, so I'm not worried about him questioning his desire or want. I'm glad we took care of him because I always say he's like the insurance policy. So I'm glad we took care of him.
You referred to Evan as little Chris Bosh or AD. What has it been like watching him grow as a player?
No, it's been great. I think, watching him the final game against Boston, putting up those numbers in court, but he can do that. That's what we expect each and every night from him. Obviously, it was different with no Jay out there, so we'll figure all that out. But, he should be an all-star. We need to get him back to being, first team all defense. But I think that's what his goal is to try to be the best player of the year.
You've been here most of your career. What has it been like playing in these different phases of these elite teams?
There's some dark days. There's a lot of glory days. So I'm glad it's the good times right now. And, with this team that we have and the good players we have, I'm excited to be here. And, I'm excited to get back on the court.
What were you thinking when so many other teams around the NBA were making all these big splashes and these big moves? And you guys took the approach of the opposite of running back.
Yeah, I mean, I think the the coaching change, I think you got to have some type of stability. So with the roster staying how it was, I think there's nothing really wrong with that roster. I think offensively, we just had to score more and shoot more and get more shots up. But that's something that could be a playbook thing. So I think it's the right thing to run it back and let Kenny, put his imprint on this team and see what happens from there.
Give me 3 things you can't live without.
My wallet, my phone, and food. There you go.